Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today is Wednesday, August 20th, and this is going to be the first installment of my next grocery haul video. So, it is 9:30 p.m. right now. I just got home from work. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Janice. I live and work in Manitoba, Canada. I work at a Canadian grocery store chain called Sobeys, and I do some of my shopping there, partly because of the Scene Plus Points program that we run, and also because I have a small staff discount, and I do a good portion of my shopping at Real Canadian Superstore. Those are the two primary places that I do my grocery shopping. So tonight after work, I picked up a few things at Sobeys. We're making some smokies, some sausages for supper tonight, and we needed buns, so I grabbed some Compliments brand, the big C with the right there, that is Compliments, that is a store brand, and those were $3.99, and I've been working all week and ringing customers through and realizing that a lot of these bagels were on sale for $2.97, mostly the Dempster's brand, and so I decided to grab a few bags of those. I grabbed 4, and I was at the self-checkout checking myself out, and then I realized, because what I grabbed was the Maple French Toast brand, or at least that's what I thought I grabbed. 3 of them are, and the other one is not, and the other one's not even the Dempster's brand. I was already ringing myself through and I had paid, and then I realized, oh my goodness, one of them is not the Maple French Toast brand, and that is our favorite one here. So, and you know, what I'll do is I'll put it in the bread box behind the bagels right there and put the rest in the freezer. But rather than go to customer service and get a refund on the one bag that was a different flavor, I decided, I'll just go grab a different one. And, the courtesy clerk was manning the self-checkout, and he said, yeah, sure, go ahead. Turns out I actually grabbed a bag of Compliments brand cinnamon raisin. I thought it was the same brand, but whatever. Not a problem. It was the same price. No big deal. So anyway, I grabbed 3 bags of the Maple French Toast at $2.97 a piece, and one of the cinnamon raisin bagel also at $2.97 a piece. Now, as an employee, I do get a small employee discount of 10% off my first $150 spent every week. So here's what I spent. I bought 1 paper bag at 25 cents, $3.99 for the buns, $2.97 each for the 4 bags of bagels. I saved $1.61 for my staff discount and spent $14.54 after tax. There was no Scene Plus points earned, but as of tonight, I am sitting at 19,703 Scene Plus points. Every 1,000 points is $10, so I'm currently sitting at the $190 mark of Scene Plus points. Off to the side there, you can see some crabapple juice. I've been canning like crazy all summer, and what I've been doing is I was processing crab apples last night after work, and I have another 12 cups to boil down tonight in this pot here, another 12 cups right here. That'll be the 3rd batch. I'll probably get each of those batches. I did 2 of them last night. Each of them yielded a pitcher of juice, so I'll probably get 1 more pitcher out of that, and then once I'm done work tomorrow night, I'll come home and make crabapple jelly. So that's what you're seeing off to the side there. So anyway, that's it for this part of the video, and I'll show you what else I pick up in the next clip. Stay tuned for that. Today is now Friday, August 29th. I know I started this video last week. I haven't done any more grocery shopping between then and now because we didn't get paid until this week. I got paid yesterday, and so today I did my grocery shopping. I'm going to show you this in 2 parts. What I have here is all from Real Canadian Superstore, and then afterwards I stopped in at my work at Sobeys and grabbed a few things there that were on sale, and there's still a couple things that are on sale there that were out of stock that I'll have to go back for. That was the first time I've made an appearance in Sobeys all week because I've been on the holidays since last Saturday, August 23rd. I'm back to work on Sunday the 31st, so I mean, it's I've avoided going in other than, my daughter's been going to and from work this week, but beyond that, like, I haven't gone anywhere near the store because I'm off. But I needed to get some things today. Sales started yesterday at Sobeys and Superstore, and along with it, any Scene Plus offers at Sobeys and PC Optimum offers at Superstore would have started yesterday as well. So this is my Superstore pickup. Not a pickup order. I went in store in person to pick things out. Here is what I picked up. Some of these things were just things we needed and where there was no points on, and some of these things did have points on them. So I'll try and go through the prices of everything as I go. There was no kind of extra bonus points offer this week, like spend $250, get any kind of extra points, nothing like that. Not in a continuity spend, not a single transaction, just regular weekly points offers. So let me kind of break down what I got for you. Not everything had points on it. Some of them were just things I needed. I got some Tide Pods. I noticed downstairs in the laundry room that I'm getting low, so I grabbed one of these, $23.97. Guess it's on sale. It's a limit of 2, otherwise they'd be $25.99. So I got 1. at $23.97. Garlic powder, I'm almost out, so I needed a new container of that. That was $10. I did have a points offer on Doritos, so I grabbed one bag. It was $3.67, limit of one, which was fine. I don't need to buy a whole bunch of bags of chips anyway, so I just got the one. Otherwise, to buy more than that would have cost more. And let's see, toilet paper. This was $5.99 for 12 double rolls. I think we're down to the last 2 or 3 rolls in the house, so it's time to get a few. 12 double rolls isn't a lot, but it'll do until I see a sale come up somewhere next week sometime probably. Let me see here, the raspberry yogurt. I'm not a big yogurt person, but I do like to have some on hand to put in smoothies, so I grabbed one of those. They were $3.99 each, or 2 for $7. Would have made more sense to buy 2, because 2 for $7 would make them $3.50 a piece. But I don't eat enough yogurt to make that worthwhile. This is only good until like September 16th or something like that. I don't think I'll go through 2 containers, so I just got the one. And then 1 block of marbled cheese, that was $8.79. It's no name brand. Looks a little bit wrinkly. I didn't get stuff put in the fridge right away after getting home, so it kind of went a little soft. So I've chilled it again and quickly grabbed it out now to film. 2.5 dozen eggs. This was $10.22 for these. If you saw my kitchen happenings video that I posted not too long ago, that in there you saw that I was doing a lot of baking in August. And so I went through a lot of the eggs that we have. So this is 30 eggs. And then 4 liters of 1% milk is $5.83. A clamshell of nectarines, they were $9. None of this is on points offers. The only thing that are on my points offers so far have been the Doritos. Bananas, I believe they're 78 cents a pound. They were on my points offers last week, but I neglected to get to the store before the offers expired on Wednesday night, so that didn't happen. No points on these this time. They were $1.59. Grapes were $3.99 a pound, and they were $9.17. I got a watermelon for $5.85. These do not go by pound. They're just a flat rate, like per. And there's only, of the 3 people in my house, there's only 2 of us that really eat watermelon, so I didn't want to get one of the biggest ones there were. I mean, that would make sense when it's just a flat rate, right? To get the biggest one you can, but not when only 2 people will eat it, because then it'll go bad. So my daughter and I will be the ones that'll probably munch on this. And usually what I do, I have a friend at church who's a bachelor, and in past I've taken him the odd meal to help him out a little bit when he was in between jobs and stuff. And sometimes I just cut up some of the watermelon into chunks and give him a dish of that to share, because we're not going to eat this whole thing. We'll do our best, but I'll usually, send a little bit his way to share, because he's as a single person, he's not going to be buying one for himself either. So, just share it around a little bit. $5.85. Snap peas, I like to take these in my lunch for work or dip them in hummus. They were $10. No name brand bread is on my points offers at Superstore this week. They were $1.97 each, so I grabbed 2 of those. One for the freezer, one for the bread box. There is a points offer on my app right now for the Ziggy's deli meat, 1,000 points per package. So I earned 4,000 points on these just by buying these. Each of these are $3.50 each. Smoked turkey breast, smoked turkey kielbasa, smoked chicken breast, and rotisserie style chicken. I'll probably leave one in the fridge because I'll be returning to work on Sunday, and I like to take sandwiches to work, and the rest will go in the freezer. I don't know which one I'll do first, but that is okay. And then Playtex tampons were on my points offers again, so I grabbed a couple of these. 2 females in the house. So again, enough said on that, right? But points on those, they were $9.49 a piece. So let me show you what I got points on here. I'll give you the breakdown. 1,600 points on the tampons, 400 points on the bread, 300 points on the Doritos. After tax, I spent $145.79. So you can see I earned 6,300 points, so I'm sitting at a closing balance of 353,810 PC Optimum points, which means I am sitting at the $350 mark now of $350 mark now of PC Optimum points rather. You can only redeem in increments of $10, so I've got $350 to spend should I need. But if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know that my habit is to save them up all year and use them during the Christmas season. So I'm trying not to touch them until I have to. Right now, this paycheck was half decent. It wasn't bad. But the next one coming up in 2 weeks is going to be a little lean because this week of holidays for me is unpaid time off. So I'm going to have half the amount on my next paycheck that I normally do. So I'm trying to kind of buy what I need now ahead a little bit, and I'll have some wiggle room on the mid-September paycheck, but not as much as normal. So I've kind of got it all budgeted out as best I can, but It is what it is. I'm not one of those people that says, oh, I have a certain amount of budget every month for groceries. My budget is what I have left over. My hours at Sobeys is my primary job, and those hours fluctuate, although right now, the last few months, my hours there have been quite good. But they do fluctuate a little bit. There was a whole year in there where I was getting 3 days a week a couple years back. For the most part, for a long time, it was 4 days, and now I'm pretty consistently 5 days a week, but it's still not quite full-time. It's definitely not a 40-hour week, but it's whatever is left over for the most part. I know what needs to come out as far as rent and bank fees and utility bills and whatnot, and then based on the 2 family paychecks, well, plus my little job at the school when school resumes in September, it's whatever is left over. That's what I have allocated to go to Petland and PetSmart to get bird and rabbit food and groceries. So I don't have a set $500 or $1,000 or $900 a month grocery budget. I just kind of have to make do with what there is, and that sometimes varies a little bit. So this is the majority of what I got today, but I did get a few things at Sobeys, and I will show you that next. I'm going to put some of this away, and then I will put that stuff out on the counter and film that for you next. Okay, so here are the items I picked up at Sobeys this afternoon, and I will clarify that these are specifically bought at my Sobeys, the one I work at, and that is only important because when you shop as an employee, if I make purchases of $75 or more, I can submit those receipts into a grocery drawer in the office upstairs, or receipts totaling, like bundles of receipts totaling $75 or more. So I try and gather up all my receipts, and any individual receipts that are 75 or more, they go in the drawer. Or if I have a bunch of smaller receipts, as long as they total $75 or more, I can bundle those up and write my name on them and put them in the drawer. My daughter works at Sobeys as well, and I usually try and round up her receipts too, so that she could maybe occasionally win a gift card. Because what happens is at the end of the month, they draw from the grocery draw box 3 names, 3 employees to win a $10 gift card to use at the store. And she's not super organized about this, so I try and grab all the receipts I can, and I can usually tell because the last 3 or 4 digits of the scene card number are on our receipts, so I can very easily tell which receipts are hers and which ones are mine. Also because mine are usually longer receipts. She doesn't buy as much as I do. She just kind of buys some of her snacks and work lunches and whatever. So I can tell by what items are on the receipt, but also because the last few digits of the scene card number are on the receipt, and her card number is different than mine. So I usually try and round hers up, and once I get a bundle totaling 75 or more of hers too, I also put them in the drawer. She too has won a couple of gift cards. I've won them a handful of times, and last month I won one, so I've been hanging on to it. This purchase here was about $58 and some change, but I knocked my bill in half and spent $29.41 out of pocket. How did I do that? Well, let me show you. The Scene Plus card, in some cases, it gives you sale prices, and in some cases, it gives you points. Over here, they had a deal on mandarin oranges or clementines. These are mandarins. They were $3.99 a bag, but if you bought 2, you got 200 points. So it didn't change the price, but you got 200 points, which is $2 in points back. So I grabbed 2 of those just for that purpose. These are really nice. I checked. They're not too soft. I think they'll be fine for work lunches or just to have for breakfast, just for snacking on. Not a bad price, but I earned points on them. And if you watched a previous grocery haul video of mine, you will see that once before I stocked up on the Compliments brand sparkling water when it was on sale. And I did so again today because it's been quite a while since that last time they were on sale. And so I grabbed, now I don't have very many left, and so I decided to stock up. It's the same sale as it was last time, where with the Scene card, they are 87 cents each. That is a savings of 40 cents a bottle. And this is with the Scene card only. There was no discount on the oranges with the Scene card, but there were points. But the sparkling water and the barbecue sauce, those were points. Those were sales that were only with the Scene card. So what I have here is a total of 19 bottles of the PC brand, or PC, sorry, I'm still in Superstore mode. Compliments brand, which is the Sobeys store brand of sparkling water. I have 4 bottles of the strawberry watermelon, and I believe 4 bottles of peach, and I want to say 5 of cherry, because yeah, that one back here, no, that's not cherry. Okay, pardon me. Looks like I have, yeah, these are all peach in this row, 4 cherry, so 4 strawberry watermelon, 4 peach, looks like 4 cherry, and 5 of the raspberry, because back here is a raspberry, and just 2 of the blackberry. You can kind of tell which ones are my favorite. The strawberry watermelon, the raspberry, and the peach, and the cherry tend to be my top favorites. There's also a pineapple coconut one, but that's not really my taste. I'm not really a big fan of pineapple anything. So I didn't get any of those, but these were 87 cents each, savings of 40 cents. And these are 1 liter bottles. Now, again, remember, I have a staff discount of 10% off my first $150 spent in a week. So when I say these are on sale for 87 cents with the Scene card, take another 8.8 or 9 cents off per bottle over and above that. And so I did pretty well. 19 bottles of these at basically, well, 87 cents. So basically 78 cents a bottle, pretty much. So not bad. And then the barbecue sauces are on for 99 cents, which is $1 off. They're normally $1.99. And that's a Scene Plus card price. Without the Scene Plus card, you're going to pay $1.99 a piece. And they're not just for barbecue. I use these in the crock pot as well throughout the winter. I only bought 4 because I have some left over downstairs that I bought last summer. And they are expiring sometime this year, so I want to use those up first. But I'm just adding these to the stockpile. These don't expire until next year sometime. So they were on sale for 99 cents with the Scene card, which is a savings of $1, and then take another 10 cents off because of my staff discount. And then over here, Lactantia butter. These are on sale $6.99. I wanted to get salted butter as well, but it looks like they were out of stock. It is Friday here right now, and the sale started yesterday, so I'm guessing people are snapping them up already. But you know what? People are starting to think ahead to holiday baking. It is only 6 weeks until Canadian Thanksgiving. That is in mid-October. So it's not that far off, and it's less than 4 months till Christmas. So these are going to go right in the freezer. And hopefully tomorrow or Sunday, I return to work on Sunday, so hopefully by then there will be some more salted butter, and in which case I'll probably buy 4 or 5 blocks of that. And into the freezer they go, saving them up for holiday baking. And if by some crazy circumstance this sale comes to an end on Wednesday and they haven't had stock come back in, then I'll just get a rain check and get those at a later time. But that's no problem. But $6.99, they actually were on sale at Superstore a week ago for $6.99 as well. But this is actually, I didn't buy them there. I had a points offer for it, but I had deferred it, not intending to buy it at that time and not realizing they were on sale there. But that's totally fine because, sure, they would have been $6.99 there, which is a good deal. But for me, $6.99 at Sobeys is a better deal because I have 10% off of that price. So although it was $6.99 at Superstore, it's $6.99 here minus 10%. So I'm actually coming out ahead by getting them at Sobeys. So I think overall at Sobeys today I did pretty well. I got points on the oranges. I saved 40 cents a bottle on the sparkling waters, saved $1 per bottle on the barbecue sauces, got the butter on sale. I'm going to get a head start on the holiday, not the holiday baking, but the supplies for it by putting those directly in the freezer. And hopefully I'll be able to get some packages of the salted butter in the next few days. I'll probably grab 4 or 5 of the salted butter if I can, and then maybe 1 more of the unsalted, and just right in the freezer. And I mean, I can use some at Thanksgiving, save some for Christmas. Good prices right now. So now, if I had wanted to, I could have waited until Tuesday, because Tuesday will be September. Oh, what will it be? September 2nd? And I believe that is Scene Plus Member Day, which is formerly known as 10% Tuesday, where if you go in and you spend a minimum $50 purchase with your Scene card, and that's $50 before taxes, then you have your choice of either bonus Scene points or 10% off your bill, which would actually be 20% off for me because of the, I already have a 10% staff discount. But I didn't want to wait until Tuesday because some of these things like the sparkling water, when they're on sale like this, they sell fast. And the butter, this is only the second day of the sale, and the salted butter is already sold out. So how much of this could I guarantee would be there available, at least at my store, on Tuesday? And yes, I want it to be at my store because of the grocery draw. I cannot submit receipts from other Sobeys locations to our grocery draw. So I decided just to not chance it and not wait till Tuesday because that's a busy day and some of these sale items might not have stock, and just get my stuff now. So let me give you the breakdown of how this went. Remember, I said my bill was over $59, somewhere between $58 and $59 originally, and I knocked my bill down to $29.41. So let me show you. Here's the sauces. There's the $1 off on the barbecue sauces because they were $99 instead of $1.99. And here's all the 40-cent savings off the sparkling waters, going all the way down this crazy long receipt. All these savings. So here we go. Try not to drop it. All these 40 cents off. Pretty good. And again, that's before the staff discount. But now we're getting to the bottom here. And it looks like I got 2 points per bag on the mandarin oranges just from buying them, just from the produce department. And there's the 200 points from getting them as well. So that's pretty good. Actually, the 2 points, sorry, those were awarded because this is a verified price, meaning this is something that Sobeys started in mid-August, where they were saying that in each flyer each week there's going to be a couple things that were verified price, meaning that Sobeys has done their research and that particular item, the price they're offering it at, is guaranteed to be the cheapest than the competitors. And what they've done too is they've said, if we are wrong, you will get the difference credited back to you in Scene Plus points. Now, if you're not a Scene Plus card holder and you find a lower price, you're out of luck, basically, because we don't price match per se. We never have. But this is something new we've started in the last few weeks where they've done their research and they have a couple items featured in the flyer week where this is each week where it's a verified lowest price than any of the competitors. And if for some reason you can prove them wrong, you get credited back the difference, but in Scene Plus points. But that's the only way it's credited back. So if you don't have a Scene Plus card, it's basically an incentive to make sure you have one. So anyway, so that's what those 2 points were, because that item was a verified price. So the 2 points each, and then I earned the 200 points for buying the two. And my staff discount was $5.41. So my total originally was somewhere between $58 and $59. And after all those 40 cents came off the drinks, and after all the $1 came off the four bottles of barbecue sauce, that brought my total down to $39.41. So after all those savings on my staff discount, it was $39.41. And then I had a $10 gift card, which was from the staff, one of the previous staff grocery draws that I won, I think, last month. I was only out of pocket $29.41. So from a 58 something bill, I knocked my bill in half down to $29.41. So I'm pretty impressed with that. I'm pretty pleased with the savings. Now, this is where I'm going to stop for now. The next and final clip you'll see in this will hopefully be of a purchase of salted butter, pardon me, once we have some in stock, hopefully in the next couple of days. And then I'll get this video uploaded for you. It's now Sunday, August 31st. It's about 8:40 in the evening. I just got home from work. I picked up a few things after work, and I did pretty well on this, actually. As you can see, the salted butter was back in stock for the butter sales, so I bought a whole bunch. I bought one more brick of the package of the unsalted, but basically 7 packages of the salted. This is all going right in the freezer for holiday baking. I wanted to capitalize on this sale. The only thing that would have made this transaction better is if I'd waited till 10% Tuesday, 2 days from now. But again, the reason I didn't wait was just because of the risk of some of these things not being in stock. There was a sale on the chips right now and the butter sale. You know, there just is that risk of some of these things not being in stock. Now, because I did, with the 10% Tuesday, which is actually these days it's known as Scene Plus Member Day, as long as you have a Scene Plus card and you spend a minimum $50 before tax, you can have either bonus Scene points or 10% off your purchase. And I already have my 10% staff discount, so if I go for the 10% off, that's essentially bumping it up to 20% off. I usually go for the extra points. So that's the only thing that would have made this better, is if I'd actually stuck it out and waited till Tuesday and chanced it, because then I would have either got bonus points or an extra 10% off. But I just wasn't willing to take that chance. So I picked things up after work tonight. A lot of these things, you know, like there's chips and there's chicken strips. Like, they're definitely not your standard, oh, well, this is, you know, buying a whole bunch of produce and nutritious stuff necessarily. I know that. So don't come at me about that. This is, you know, like, there are times where it's nice to have some snacks on hand or whatever. And the butter is basically earmarked for the freezer for holiday baking. So this isn't like some kind of staple, you know, pantry restock or a bunch of produce or whatever. Some of these are convenience things, and that's okay too. I bought a package of chicken strips and a package of breaded chicken burgers. Those are going in the freezer downstairs. Each of these were $10. And remember, I do have my 10% staff discount, so that's $1 off each bag. So they're making them $9 a piece. I like to have the chicken strips, especially for work lunches. I can even make myself a little garden salad if I want, and cook up some chicken strips and put those in the salad to have for a work lunch. It's very convenient. It saves me buying a non-nutritious lunch at work. So in that regard, sure, chicken strips, chicken burgers may not be the most nutritious thing in the world, but it's a convenience thing. And if it spares me buying, you know, prevents me from falling into temptation and buying work lunches at work, then so much the better. But it's nice to just have these on hand in the freezer to make chicken burgers or chicken strips and fries if I don't have anything else thought out or anything else planned for supper. And again, with the butter, $6.99. This was not a Scene Plus card sale per se. It was just a sale. But as you know, the other day I couldn't get the salted butter, so I actually grabbed one more package of unsalted and 7 of the salted, and they're going right in the freezer. And then back here, $2.47 a piece for the Lay's chips. So I got a dill pickle, a barbecue, a Wavies, and a ketchup. And on 2 of the bags, there was stickers saying $1 off if you bought 2. So I did that twice. So I got 2 $1 coupons basically, so $2 off the chips. And then there's some smokies that have been made for supper tonight, some sausages. So I grabbed a bag of buns to have with those for $3.99. So let me show you the breakdown here. This is how it all went down. You can see all the chips prices, and then all the butter prices. And then there's the chicken strips, chicken burgers. The vendor coupon, $2 because I had the 2 coupons. I earned 5 points in the meat department. My corporate employee discount was $7.11. And there was an offer that if I spent $75, I would get 1,200 points, which is $12 back in points. And I earned that. So I spent a total of $82.05 after tax. I earned 1,205 points. And that leaves me, going into this tonight, I had a total of 20,023 Scene Plus points, which means I'm at the $200 mark of Scene Plus points. All those points I earned at the pharmacy and on my grocery purchase the other day have hit my account. I'm at $200 now, and I earned another 1,205 tonight. So that'll hit my account tomorrow. So I'll be at the $210 mark by tomorrow sometime. Tomorrow or Tuesday. Takes about 24 to 48 hours for the points to update. And as far as my staff discount, that runs Monday to Sunday every week. And I have nothing left. But it is Sunday right now, so it'll reset tomorrow, so no problem. But I probably won't be buying much this week anyway, because I've pretty much maxed out my grocery budget for the next little while. I probably won't be buying too much more. There's a couple things on my points offers at Superstore I wouldn't mind getting, but nothing really over the top expensive or significant. And also nothing I can't live without either. So we'll see about that. But otherwise, I won't get paid again for another 10 days, so I'm probably not going to be buying too much unless we need to get some more bananas or some produce or something in the house, something like that. But that's it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. I know it's not a lot of stuff. Some of it is, kind of produce and good, stock up stuff. And some of this, like tonight, is more convenience. But it is what it is. This is what I've picked up over the last few days at a few different stores, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment down below. Leave it a like if you enjoyed this, and we will see you in the next video. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you soon.